James, my first question would be, when you were thinking about sales training team at CRVNZ, what were the sort of concerns, the brief, the kind of expectations you needed met in your own head before you were appointing a sales training company?
I think for me, realizing, I guess, the uniqueness of the primary sector was important. I think what we have within our industry is very much, it's quite a technical area, but again, the importance of interpersonal interaction and understanding the importance of those in the rural sector was something that was paramount to us. And I think while the sales process is quite consistent across sectors, often how it's delivered and the tools that are needed to deliver it to the primary industry, I think, are somewhat different to other sales trainings that may be around.
Yeah. So then when it comes to the training that you kindly, graciously gave us and gave us that opportunity, how did that training experience compare to previous sales training experience? Because I understand you had done some work with the team previously with other providers.
Yeah, and look, some of that predates myself, and I think it was probably more, with respect, more formulaic. And again, just if we look at where we sit in the marketplace, we are the second player in the market, and I think there is a desire for us, and we're recognised as being different. And I think we needed from that actually a different approach to sales as well, and recognising, I guess, the value that from our own customer research that our customers, the value that they put on those interactions and how they saw our staff. I think it was very important for our staff to have a consistent approach to how they address sales, and one in which was aligned with the values that CRV in New Zealand has, which is around transparency, accountability, collective ownership. So really embedding those values that we had, that they were articulated well, and particularly in developing those relationships with our customers to be the key part of our sales toolkit.
Yeah. So when we were given the opportunity to work with both training the management team, the sales leadership team, and the actual teams themselves, the field officers themselves, which was a very good decision, by the way, because we know that the manager has such an important multiplying effect on the team. What did you start to see? What did you like about how we went about training them? What sort of really stood out for you?
Yeah, I think the important thing in how the training was rolled out was the fact that there was that two-tiered approach. I think because again, as you repeatedly say, you can show me the manager and I'll show you the team. I think again, if we're looking to develop change, it's important that those who are responsible for the day-to-day management really understand the concepts and understand what's trying to be achieved, so that they can work in partnership with the training that you're delivering to ensure that it's reinforced, that the language is consistent, and that we're getting that continual consistency and accountability across from the investment that we're making in the training. Because again, the reason we do training is to make sure that our customer experience is consistent. Now, the people who are responsible for that customer experience are effectively those managers out in the field. So it's important that they really understand what we're trying to achieve, and at every opportunity reinforce those messages, so it is consistent and that the training is reinforced.
Yeah. And what sort of feedback did you get from the team, from the managers and from the team? Specifically, what did they really resonate with most? Because I think we got some pretty good feedback, and we had a good experience with you guys.
Yeah, and certainly I think the feedback has been almost unanimously positive. But really, I guess more in fact of the tools that were learnt, particularly around the importance of the personal relationship. The serve to sell approach is one that resonates very, very well with our team. And as I said, that's one of the things that CRV is recognised for, is that level of customer service. So again, it reinforced that and gave confidence that that can be achieved and should deliver results. And I guess as we move into the current sales season, we're really looking forward to seeing the fruits of those labours.
Yeah, exactly. And there was obviously a purpose, deliberate design why we were training the team prior to sales season. Hard question to ask, James, but probably not so much the quantifiable in terms of sales outcomes, but the qualitative in terms of the people and attitudes, characteristics, application, commitment, confidence. What changes have you started to see in the team since we've completed the training program with you at that manager and team level?
Yeah, I think probably the major thing I've seen is again, which is important to me in relation to CRV, is again some consistency in language, some consistency in approach, and a greater belief in confidence in how people are going about it. But for me, really importantly, is what I'm hearing back in my interactions is some of the lines or some of the messages that have been delivered in the training are being repeated back, and I guess that's the great example of that recall of what they've achieved or what they've learned and what they'll put into practice.
Yeah. And then final question, because you've been very kind. You were so kind, you even referred some of your peers to me before we'd even trained. I thought this guy's a very, very trusting fella. On that, if some of your peers or similar CEOs or execs, C-suite guys and girls who are listening to this, how would you describe the experience and what advice would you have for them? What would you say to them?
If we go back to my own position and belief here, is that people do business with people, and I think it's often while the numbers are important, if you can't actually get that growth unless the foundations are right, and actually having people at the front end of your company who understand the importance of developing relationships, active listening, and understanding how their product can actually support and build and make businesses better is really key, because unless you can actually show that alignment of your business with your customers and have that empathy and understanding and understand what you can do for that customer, I think all of it is quite short term. And I guess in the agri sector, more so than any, it's based on long-term credible relationships between companies and their customers, and that's why I think that what we've done here has been really positive.
Yeah. So if someone was sort of sitting on the fence listening to this and they go, we know James, yeah, what would you say to them in terms of like about us and the experience you've had, and what would your advice be to them?
Yeah, I think what we've enjoyed about the process is that it's the commitment which you have given. I think is, if you look at the even the time commitments. I mean, while we signed up for a certain length of trainings, I don't think any of them are stuck to the time. And the commitment you've given to see the job through has been appreciated. And again, it's just that I guess it just epitomised that service to serve to sell model, isn't it? You lead from the top and you see it demonstrated. Look, if anyone's got any doubts, give me a call, because I think it's worked well for us. But again, it's around having that commitment and that desire to actually want to change as well.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. I think also testament to you guys. You've been always very professional in your own dealings, James, very personable, very approachable, even how busy you are and your commitments, flying up to Holland quite a few times last year. And yeah, you're a very, very easy bloke to get on with and non-hierarchical. And I really like that about you guys. I think the other thing I said when I had the privilege of joining you for your sales awards dinner, that, there are some sales teams I don't look forward to training as much as others, but I really enjoyed looking forward to training your teams every Tuesday morning at 8:30, and it was a real privilege. So you've got wonderful guys in there. You've got a trajectory, you've got a bell curve like any business, but a very, very good set of people, which are well led by yourself, Claire and Julia. So really appreciate, the commitment and faith that you placed in us as well.
Now, thanks, St. John. Now, look, at the end of the day, it begins and ends with the people. So, thank you for your help and support, and watch this space.